Hello, hello, hello again. We've got yet another Cafe and Diner Archive receipt chain in GTCT, and we're going to start with GTCT 01. This one is written on the 2nd of November 1995 by employee number 35, and it says, "There was a very strange customer in the cafe today, Mr. 3, in person." Or, well, in person might be a stretch, but he was here physically, in the flesh, I suppose. This isn't the first time I've met Mr. 3, but it is the first time I've seen him face to face. He didn't say much. In fact, I don't think he said anything at all. Though I'm unsure if he's normally chatty or if he prefers communicating another way. Oh, yeah, I should also probably mention he's still here in the cafe. I don't know. It seemed rude to kick him out. Also, I know that his bark actually isn't worse than his bite, and I didn't want to cause an unnecessary scene. So far, Mr. 3 has been content to stay in the main lobby of the diner, though I worry if he was left alone, he might snake his way into the back towards the cafe. Hopefully, someone else comes in to see what he wants, because I'm at a bit of a loss, honestly. You can only spend so much time talking to an unresponsive customer before you start to feel self-conscious about it. I don't plan on leaving him alone in the cafe, so I'll stay with him until someone more experienced comes in. Technically, the owner is here too, but he's locked away in his private office, and sometimes he's in there for days. I can cover with my parents if I need to stay the night, but for obvious reasons, I don't think I'd feel comfortable falling asleep around Mr. 3. Even if I was at home, I suspect he'd find a way to work himself into my dreams. Next one is passcoded, and the hint is a terrifying titan and a second in line prince. Comic book trivia, one word. No idea. Let's check the wiki page. Not so much terrifying, more terror. The puzzle is, technically speaking, anachronistic. He's from DC. Look at the Terror Titans. Which member has any relation to Prince? I've got no idea. I'm not a fan of DC comics for the most part, so let's just get the answer. Copperhead. No idea. This one is on the 3rd of November 1985 from employee number 53, and it says, "Wow, I wasn't expecting Mr. 3 himself to slither into our little mom and pop shop." Then again, I guess he's become quite familiar with our new number 35. Auger business, I presume to assume. For those unaware, mainly looking at the new guy, Mr. 3, better known as Hermes Trismegistus, is an Ouroborean demon who has a, shall we say, penchant for meddling in human affairs. The majority of Ouroboreans tend to take after their mother Belphegor, the demon prince of sloth, and that they spend their quasi-immortal lives doing about jack-all. I believe back in the day, way back, Ouroboreans used to be a bit more involved in demon and human affairs. Though after a few eons, I guess they got bored with it and have largely kept to themselves in the Ouroboros. However, Hermes consistently picks augurs to share secrets with. I don't think there's any rhyme or reason to who he picks or why, but if there's an augur who is suddenly bloomed in power 9 out of 10 times, you can bet it's Hermes who is behind it. I would just ask the snake what's up, but he's keeping his lips real tight. I personally find it rude to come into a place of business, refuse to speak for, 39 hours or so, and just sit there, menacingly. I imagine he's either waiting for the owner to pop out of his cave, or he's dead. Ouroboreans aren't exactly immoral after all. What if he just came in here to die? Wait, nope. I saw him blink, so yeah. I guess he's just going to sit there, maybe forever. Well, he could be a cool cafe mascot, or he could be the new cafe pet now that Francois is gone. Just spitballing. Next we have another password hint that's a research one. It's var volant, and it's one word. No idea, I'm gonna look it up in the wiki. What does ver volant mean in French? No idea, I don't speak French. What does volant mean in English? To be more exact, what sort of terminology is it? Which flying worm, or more accurately flying snake, occurs in heraldry? No idea. Amphitheater? Okay. Alrighty, we got a transcript here from number 44 on the 4th of November 1995, and it says, Mr. 3 finally spoke up and has left the cafe, for now. He plans on returning once he gets the proper materials to make a consumable form of his serum that should awaken number 35's full potential as an augur. I would be dubious of these claims, but Mr. 3 is a very reputable reptile as far as I can tell. There was some interesting tension between Mr. 3 and the owner. While I would personally probably chalk that up to Mr. 3 as being one of the prince's children, there seemed to be a lot both of them weren't saying. Though, per rule number 10, it's best not to worry about it, as I assume it'd rack up quite a dental bill. Start of transcript or transmission. Allez per volant. Where is the owner? Busy, I'm afraid. I know you have the patience of an unending tide, but we have other business we need to attend to here, and I doubt he'll be available anytime soon. Am I in the way? Not directly, no, but we are in the business of selling caffeine, something to perk up the slothful, no? I see. I bring no ill will. You bit me! Ah, yes, my apologies. I was only attempting to awaken your true powers of precognition. Granted by who, I wonder? Is she really our enemy? Not directly, no. We're talking about Belphegor, right? One of the princes of hell.
Yes. It would seem there is a great distrust of her. Is it because of what Sarah did in the Indigo Wars?
We aren't supposed to discuss. It's fine, 44. The affairs of different cycles are common knowledge to Ouroboreans.
Well, is that where your distress stems?
No, my distress is firmly placed in Sophie.
About time.
You're here because of number 35, right?
Yes, I wish to awaken.
You or Sophie or...
It is in the best interest of all stakeholders.
I suspect I can't stop you from trying, though. Number 35, are you comfortable with this? With awakening my powers? Yes. Awaken or not, you're an augur and a powerful one at that. Will it hurt?
It will not hurt again, I promise. Delivering the serum through my fangs is ideal, but it can be consumed as a drink as well, though I would require more time to prepare it that way.
Well, let me ask you one thing first.
Of course.
Is it inevitable? Even if I said no, would you still try to awaken my powers?
That is a difficult question to answer. There is a thin line between predetermination and free will. I suppose you could resist it for many, many years, perhaps until you die. But someone else would take your place. It's happened before.
Before? It's your choice, 35. Even if you choose not to, you won't be replaced. Okay, I'll do it.
Excellent. Certainly saves us all a bit of trouble. I'll return once I have the proper ingredients to convert the serum into something more palatable for drinking.
End of transmission. Next we have GTCT04, another password one, all the rest of them are passcoded, and the hint is 4 o'clock kind of customer. It's knowledge, it's one word, no idea, so we're going to the wiki. What does 4 o'clock mean in first cafe lingo? I've got no clue! See, TMS03 has the exact word form, Ouroborean.
Key?
This one is on the 28th of November 1995 from number 53, and it says, as promised, Mr. 3 slithered back to the cafe. You know, after all the near death and near destruction has passed. Typical Ouroborean. I did ask him what the deal was with the massive death worm. Apparently, they're some of the oldest Ouroboreans out there. As I understand it, every year an Ouroborean has a choice to make. Ouroborean years, not Earth years. I have absolutely no clue what constitutes an Ouroborean year. So, sort of like how when a human dies, they become a demon, and they keep a part of their knowledge, and so on and so forth until eventually their soul moves on, right? Well, Ouroboreans can either shed their skin or grow into it. Shedding their skin causes them to lose a part of their memories and knowledge. Growing into it lets you keep all of your knowledge. The problem is, after a certain point, there is such thing as too much knowledge, and you sort of cross over into, well, something else. So, that Deathworm was super 13th level intellect smart, but we never had a chance of understanding it or even really communicating with it. It's just beyond us, I guess. Judging Mr. 3's size, he's pretty consistently shed his skin. I guess it must be worth it for him to stay more mortal than become a massive undying superbrain circling the inner outside of the universe. Go figure. Oh yeah, also Mr. 3 gave 35 some sort of doohickey that makes her powers better or something. I don't entirely know. I was more trying to wrap my head around what Miss Andrews was and whether or not Mrs. Middletown could have really killed her. I don't know what that refers to. What I'm curious to find out. Next is GTCT05. Password hint, I have my heart. It's number 35 trivia. No idea. Let's go to the archives wiki. 35 likes conspiracies and psychonauts, as well as things like Ouija boards and other talking to ghost rituals, okay? What tool used to talk to ghosts is heart-shaped? Planchet? Planchet! There we go. Got it. Alright, this is number 35, posted on the 29th of November 1985, and they say, like 53 said yesterday, Mr. 3 returned to the cafe. He brought with him both the consumable version of his serum and also a new planchette. So the serum, which I haven't drunk just yet, is supposed to awaken my augur powers. Mr. 3 claimed that the serum alone wouldn't fully awaken my powers. It's a shortcut, not a substitute, but it should get me close enough, whatever that means. Though the serum affects everyone who drinks or is injected with it differently, it should, at the very least, jump my powers forward by 10 or so years. Though there is a chance it'll kill me, but Mr. 3 assured me that it hasn't happened since before common time. Still, he did say I should get my affairs in order just in case. So I'll be drinking the serum soon. I'm not entirely sure when, but I probably can't put it off forever. Though apparently if it does kill me, it'll make me into one hell of a demon. Not sure that's really what I want though, but at least there's some sort of silver lining should things go wrong. Or 72? That's the right phrase, right? Mr. 3 also gave me a new and improved planchette. Not that there was anything wrong with the old one, but I think he felt bad for biting me without permission. My new planchette is amazing. It's a gorgeous deep orange color, almost the same shade as my hair, with a hazy emerald piece of sea glass as the aperture. While you think it'd be harder to see out the sea glass, it's actually a lot sharper than my previous quartz crystal planchette. Well, things do go 72 for me when I drink the serum. I just wanted to thank everyone. I know we've only known each other for about a year, or well, a few months if we are, not counting right. Anyway, just thank you. Thank you for this wonderful adventure. I hope this isn't a goodbye. That would be very sad, but I guess we're gonna have to find out in the very last receipt, which is GTCT 06, with which to see. 2 words. I think it's the aperture? Sea glass. Ah, it's sea glass. Let's find out what happens next time on Cata Ball Z. It's on the 30th of November, 1995. By Employee 35, tab paid for GTCT, courtesy of Mr. 3. I think I saw the future. A future. I hope not our only future. The good news is I'm not dead. The bad news is I had a vision of the future. I saw Padre Satan standing in front of a massive twisted ebony gate, and behind him were 7 blazing eyes of fire. They were, I think, the keys to the gates of hell. A red eye, an orange eye, a yellow eye, a green eye, a blue eye, a pink eye, and a purple eye. As each eye opened, the massive gate shuddered and shook, and then there was a blinding white light, and the vision was over. I think, having drank Mr. 3's serum, I can see the future now. I don't know how I did it, and maybe I won't be able to do it again. What happened was I drank the serum, and I immediately felt very faint and lightheaded. Then I had the vision, and it didn't feel like a dream. It felt like deja vu, or no, jamais vu. It felt real. And then I woke up to 1313, kissing me? She says that she was doing CPR, but I don't buy that. Still, it was a lovely way to return to the present. Besides the prophetic vision, I feel mostly the same. When I use my planchette now, it takes significantly less focus to see into the other side. Not only that, but I can also sort of see past each plane of the other side. It's hard to explain, but for example, if I'm looking into the other side and I see the morning star, I can almost look past it to see the same point in the Infernus or the Haunter's Scold. Each plane I look through weakens it, but I can now see the same spot in every plane at once. I'm sure I've got some other new tricks up my sleeve, but Mr. 3 didn't exactly leave me with an instruction manual or anything. That's a definite jump in power. Seeing into hell in all of its different areas at once, the same spot at once, but at that, is huge. I'm very glad to see that 35 isn't dead, because that would be really sad, like I said earlier. But I do find it very interesting that the tab wasn't paid for by an employee, but by a customer. I'm not sure if that bodes well or not, but in any case, we'll have to find out if that is or isn't a good thing next time. Until then, sweet nightmares. I just wanted to take the time to thank my Patreons and channel members. Your support is so appreciated. If you are not a channel member or Patreon and you would like to become one, there's a link in the description below. All channel members and Patreons receive 24 hours early access to all content posted on both of my channels. And all Patreons or channel members of the $10 Hellhound tier can request one horror-related video or stream topic, or one horror-related game that I play on my live streams on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Again, thank you so much for supporting the channel and the content that I make.